Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 89. I'm Darius here with Zach.
Hello.
Back on the mic. And where we at, Nolan?
Let's go 82%.
82%. Oh, snaps. Is that based on...
I didn't look like it when you were getting out of your car. It looked like 60%.
No, I'm a little stiff. No, it was 60% this weekend, but today's not so bad.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything when he said 82 because I was thinking this is going to sound bad.
I feel better than I look, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm here before Nolan gets here, I do like to kind of gauge his movement beforehand and be like, I wonder if I can guess what number he's gonna say. I know I shouldn't be doing that with someone's health, but you know. But also, is it partly because of what we've seen recently from Nintendo?
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking about that. But sure.
Because I got jazzed up. I was in my room. I watched the direct by myself because as soon as I woke up, there were spoilers. Because just as we said last week, we finished recording. We're like, man, wonder what Nintendo's going to do during the summer game stuff. And lo and behold, we get a thing. Hey, Wednesday morning, whenever you're supposed to be asleep,
yep,
we're going to do a direct. And we got one. So, you know.
Sure did.
I was in the room just giggling like
Stephen was right.
You didn't have to put that part in there, you know. That I don't think anybody benefits from saying statements like that. You know.
Oh, well.
Anybody could have guessed the Nintendo Direct was coming, or also it may play into the suspicion that somebody has got the inside information that he said he didn't. But yeah,
he claims he's not a Nintendo boy.
I'm saying, but somehow we just knew a Direct was coming.
Yep.
Coincidence? Was it the Ripley's Believe It or Not when the guy's like, we faked it, we made it up? Nobody ever watched that?
No.
I mean, I used to watch the show when I was a kid, but I don't know that.
Not the version when you was a kid, not the black and white version, like the later one. I had to get it back somehow. I'm not losing today, okay? But Nintendo Direct. Do we want to give our preview thoughts, or do we want to just jump into it?
I mean, we just jump into it.
Okay.
Talk about it as it goes. But
some games got more focus than I would have liked, but that's okay. It's not all about me. It should be, but it's not.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking the same thing, but it's probably not the same games.
Oh, you know what? I do want to say something about this for people who are watching the video. During this Pokemon part, as soon as they started showing too many people on the screen at the same time, they went away real fast before they had time to really move. A couple people moving at 10 frames a second on there. I saw it. That's okay.
Maybe they fixed it.
Nah, there's nothing they can do to fix it. That game is what it is. Which, I mean, it's still fantastic. One of the best Pokemon games I've ever played. I'm not going to lie. DLC stuff, it's just coinciding with the release of Home. But announcing 2 at the same time was like, oh,
They announced 2 at the same time?
It's part 1 and part 2.
So they announced one of them and they broke it up so you pay more, huh? Is that what you just told me?
I mean, some people look at it like that.
I mean,
some people look at it the way Nintendo wants you to look at it.
Mm-hmm. So
why not just name them something different? And then nobody will question it.
That is very true. That is saying part 1 and part 2 is kind of questionable. But it also makes me think, like, is it only going to have 2 parts and that's it? Because they don't really do a lot of DLC for Pokemons.
How many had Sword and Shield had?
2. Yeah. It was like Iron Islands and something else.
Yeah, see. Got the same thing. Plus, they don't have a lot of time before the new console comes out. So,
is that what we're using this to talk about? Is that what you just want to throw that in there?
Sure.
I mean, if this direct is the signaling of the swan song for the Switch, this ain't no bad way to go out.
Yeah, a lot of folks are thinking that. It's like this might be the last.
Are those new Pokemon or are they?
Yeah, I think it's weird. Those look like the you know how they used to do like 3 legendaries per game, like something based on elements or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's what they look like. But then they're also showing these other what looks to be like a legendary Pokemon.
Are they paradoxes?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna keep that theme going because they were talking. It's supposed to be Area 0.
Yeah.
and then this is the Indigo. This seems more like battle focused.
I mean, the whole game is Battlefield.
Well, you know what I mean, like like it's like an academy or something, like a league. Like
Well, they said it was an academy.
okay.
They said it was a new academy.
Oh,
So are they both coming out at the same time, or
I don't think they put a date on
one
this.
and then the other? Okay.
Yeah.
Lord knows I didn't care either way. But just wondering.
I don't know. I mean, more Pokemon stuff is always good. It's
Yeah.
always going to do well. It's probably the easiest competitive scene to get into right now as far as any Pokemon. It doesn't take a whole lot to make a team. They've streamlined it and made it so much simpler nowadays.
Yeah, I want to know what the complete home functionality is too for this, and how does that affect competitive?
Yeah, I heard some Pokemon you can't bring in and some you can. Like I heard Alakazam can't be brought in.
Really?
They don't have like a model for it.
Wow. So they don't have any for any forms of Abra. They don't have a model for it.
Right. That's what I'm assuming. So at least that's what somebody told me.
I mean, no,
it could be
there's been
untrue.
restrictions with home like every single time. Like there's always been weird stuff. Because I guess the only way to really house every Pokemon is probably gonna be home. So the other ones just won't ever have all of them like that.
Oh, so part 1 is going to be the Area Zero stuff, and then part 2 is going to be the new academy.
Mm-hmm. Which they both seem to have like their own like full like areas to explore. So it's not like one of them you just station in this little spot and there's nothing really to explore or get. Giving out rare candies though, that's nice of them. Some gold nuggets. Some of these games were I realized that not all these games are Nintendo exclusives, but I think showing the Sonic game is always good during the Nintendo press conference.
Yeah, I mean, they have such a close partnership nowadays.
I really be waiting for the day. When the Persona started selling, messed up my plan for Nintendo to buy Sega just because, they could finally make him lose officially to Mario and something. That's what's going to happen if they ever do it.
Or you mean like story-wise?
Yeah, they'll do something to just be like, we just wanted to make sure y'all knew that Mario was the winner.
I'm actually looking forward to this game.
Man, doesn't
this
it
looks cool.
just look fun?
This is Mario Superstars, right?
Yes.
Sonic?
I say Mario. I meant Sonic
And
Superstars.
I said yes because I'm like, yeah, he's right. It is.
Sonic Superstars.
Just buy it, Nintendo. Come on, man. I do like seeing the old special stage right there. The most annoying of the special stages.
No, I think this is something that they should have made a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They never wanted to for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes. Like everybody loves playing co-op Sonic. Why haven't you done 4 players? You've had all these characters. Like it just seems too easy.
What happened to So this is Singularity 6. What happened to 1 through 5?
Probably played them on cell phones or something.
You know what? you might be right. So is this just an MMO slice of life?
Oh, it's an MMO?
I thought those were other people, right?
I was just assuming they were NPCs, but maybe not. Maybe you're right.
I mean, most of those slice of life games are single player, but it looks like this is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean they all have different
They don't
names.
have names. So.
Maddie Mush and then Jay and Javi. She's the fun one if you couldn't tell from her name.
Yeah, like a Harvest Moon type. Wait.
The name of the company is Singularity 6.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, dude, they put it out there like that was the name of the company or of the game. So the name of the game is Palia.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even. I remembered that game once the video started, but I did not remember that game from this.
What is this?
Persona 5 Tactics. Now, this is going to be free on Game Pass, so although the Switch is the perfect handheld, or the perfect system for tactical games, especially on the go, got to go with free, or at least free as part of Game Pass. But either way, definitely going to play this game. They've been doing a lot of Persona 5 spinoffs. Like,
I'm guessing that was their best one.
oh yeah, by far is the most popular one. The other ones, it was always like cult classics, and then finally, kind of like what happened with Tales, where they get the one that really becomes a mainstream hit for them.
Which one was that?
5. So Tales of Arise for the Tales series, and then Persona 5 for Persona. Like I know the Shin Megami Tensei 5 game didn't do bad, but Persona 5 is been
Shin
killer.
Magma Titties?
Yeah, Shin Magma Titties, man. November is gonna have just RPG stuff. Like I don't know who decided this, but it's gonna be RPG time.
Just because there's nothing else like that coming out.
I mean, you got that. You have
You'd say that, but then they released 3 AAA titles in June. So
that is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, like
Well, no, I'm just saying. I guess they don't want to release an RPG like now when.
because of what's already out.
Yeah.
That make yeah.
what is this?
Oh, what is the name of this? It's like that.
I call it Saturday morning cartoon Borderlands.
Yeah, that's basically it.
What is it actually called?
Oh, it's gonna
I
pop
can't
up in a
remember the
second.
name,
It'll
but,
pop up.
But I do like the look of it.
If you hover in that space where the Mythic Force or Myth Force.
Myth Force, I think.
Yeah.
Myth Force.
Myth Force. Yeah, they've shown this on a couple of different.
That's the first time I've seen this.
One of the indie showcases
Mm-hmm.
during the summer games. they were
Reminds me
showing-
of Dragon's Lair.
yes, yes, it does, and it seems like it could be really fun.
I wonder if it's gonna be co-op.
It
looked
is.
like- it looked
Yeah,
like
it
it.
is.
Yeah, it is. It's on everything. It's on PC and
Oh, for real? I might have.
it's on my wish list. I got my eye on it.
Yeah.
I just been holding off. I first saw it on Epic Store and I thought maybe it was only on Epic, and I was like, but no, it's gonna be on everything.
Splatoon stuff.
Oh yeah, Splatoon's still going strong, man.
Yep. Another Splatfest. What was it? What was the actual Splatfest this time? I don't remember now.
I don't know. We talking about fish and ink and all that. I check out.
Well, they do these Splatfests where it's like, what is everybody like? Oh, it's flavor of ice cream this time. Vanilla, strawberry, and mint chip.
Oh, is that okay? I was wondering why they had
And then like each team fights over, you basically pick which one you want. And
yeah.
then the teams that win by the end of the Splatfest, that's the thing that wins.
Gotcha.
So it's like mustard versus mayonnaise,
Ugh.
stupid stuff like that.
We both lose.
Yeah. Because I know it's like real mustard, not like honey mustard or any, good mustard. It's gonna be the bad mustard or the basic mustard.
So what do you get if you win?
Just bragging rights.
Oh,
Probably it's
yeah.
probably some sort of cosmetic stuff too.
Like mint chip won, which I would kill myself.
what is
So
this?
mint chip. Oh, this is a game now. We don't have the audio for it.
Oh, is it?
but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Detective Pikachu. Now, the one thing about this game that upsets me the most is that all the Pokemon do their like TV show cry where they say their names, and I'm like, we gonna put this in Detective Pikachu, but we can't put this in the real Pokemon game. I still got to hear winner do winner instead of getting an actual Pokemon to say his name. That's a noise that one of the Pokemons make. I didn't make that up. Okay, like Starmie or Staryu makes that noise when it pops out. Doesn't make sense.
This is where they should have got Ryan Reynolds to do his voice.
Oh yeah. You could tell that guy is not Ryan Reynolds at all.
Come on, company ain't trying to spend no money.
They did on the movie.
They did.
Well, yeah, but they were going to get more back.
Did they? Oh, no, it was successful.
The games, they always just like, let's just put something out there.
Well, they made all the Pokemon say their name on here. So like they doing more in the audio budget than Scarlet and Violet doing.
Maybe it was just too many in that game.
Yeah, they got GBA noises coming out on Scarlet and Violet.
Like I said, it was probably too much.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's no way to think that they were going to be able to afford Ryan Reynolds for the actual recording of the game.
Well, obviously not.
It would have made us so much better.
Oh, it would have made it 10 times better just off rip having him on there. But the Pokemon company ain't. Yeah, Nintendo definitely ain't paid. It's like we just paid Chris Pratt for that movie. We're not paying nobody else like that. Now this is where it
And
gets
then there
real.
was the big surprise. This is when I turned around. I was watching it.
No,
I
I
was
was-
doing work and everything. But this is when I was like, wait a minute. It's like they did not. Oh my God, they did it.
Yes.
They finally did it. How long? have folks been like-
1996, baby.
It's like,
Almost 30 years. We
You
are
notice
like
something though?
what?
It doesn't have the subtitle.
Yeah, it does not.
No. what is it? The
Legend of the Seven Stars.
There's 7 stars, yeah.
Like just seeing this just cleaned up. Like they didn't do nothing but make it just clean.
It looks like they added more cutscenes.
Oh, they added yeah.
It's definitely, yeah.
There was only in-game graphics. Also, I'm happy they kept that monkey thing as Donkey Kong. Like don't sugarcoat it. Do it. Don't be weird and start. Because sometimes when they do stuff like this, they'll be like, well, let's fix this up and take this out. And just, don't do that. I can't wait to see the Axum Rangers in this too. Oh my goodness. First time I saw knockoff Power Rangers in the video game, I was so happy.
I like that they kept the same like art style and everything.
There's already complaints about the lady with the martini. She don't got the jiggle physics no more. So weird people have been making videos about that already.
Did she have jiggle figures back then?
Yeah, when you hear it, she said, and then just little
sprites move.
Yeah, those sprites individually moved. But we still got charades, Mario. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. And then you can see Booster, who now looks like Blackbeard and less like Wario.
It's like, yeah, I was basically from this point on, I was like engaged because everything before this, I was like,
boy, man.
So does this open up the possibility of a sequel?
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean, the Paper Mario games were
Yeah.
They're not sequels.
they aren't, but I always believe that's been kind of there.
I mean, you had the Paper Marios and Mario Luigi.
Yeah,
Like
Mario
Luigi was probably closer to Mario RPG than Paper Mario. Paper Marios aren't bad. They're pretty good games.
Most of them are pretty good.
Yeah, it's just this though, and they there's other things that they added. Like you can see they have some sort of percentage meter, so it looks like you have like super ultimate attacks or something, maybe team up attacks. Yep. Those are the things I'm hoping they add, like more team up abilities.
And then Peach is getting her own game,
which is not a remake of the Peach game that she already had.
No.
A lot of people are saying that it might be a tie-in to the next movie.
Ooh, she does look more like the movie model.
She does.
That makes a lot of sense. I can see that.
Either tie into the next one or them trying to hurry up and capitalize on the last one.
Yeah.
It might be her backstory of how she got to
where she was.
Yeah. Well, I think I feel like they've wanted to do more Peach-based games, and Nintendo just like doesn't do them sometimes.
Not safe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good thing. Pretty good point.
Yeah. It's like folks.
But with the movie, I think you getting
Peach's stock is up.
Yeah. You have a lot more maybe little girls engaged.
Mm-hmm. You think we'll get a Bowser movie then too?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe not. But Luigi, that was a 3DS game that they're apparently going to remake on the Switch.
Yeah,
that was really the game that made the game kind of big. Because the original game on GameCube,
nobody had GameCubes.
It was mediocre.
Yeah. You said what?
It was mediocre. I mean, it's sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the 3DS one was the one that made everybody go, "Hey, this game is kind of fun."
Everybody had a 3DS.
Yes.
Wanted to go back and play the original, and
so they were remaking Arkham City.
They're just porting in
all three of them.
Yeah, that bundle they did for like the PC and the PS4 and all of that.
Yep. It was Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, and Arkham City.
Yep.
Which Arkham Asylum still stands up. It's one of the best
games.
Metroid games ever made. And it is a Metroid game.
Yeah, you do have to go back to places and get powers and rediscover. Yeah,
Metroidvania, you mean?
No, it's not the Vania.
Yep.
The second
That's
one.
the genre. That's what the name of the genre is called. You can't just change it. You can't change the name of a genre.
I didn't. You know what? We're not even gonna get into this.
We can't call instead of first-person shooters, they're looking through the eye shooter or something like that. That's what you're trying to do.
Look at. I feel like to some degree I have to take responsibility for you saying looking through the, because I feel like it's something I might say. I love that. Looking through the eye shooter. Yes, listen. That is up there with the enemies come out the pipe Marios. Yeah. It did feel kind of weird that they're just putting that on the Switch now, right? Like I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I was actually confused. I was like, wait, they haven't already been on the Switch?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, man, I knew they hadn't been on the Switch because those games came out years
Well,
ago.
they did,
before the Switch even was
but they did the
around.
collection for like the PS4 and the
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Just assumed that had already come out, but apparently not.
Yeah, before when they got ready to do was it the one that's not made by that team, Arkham Knight?
Oh shoot, what was that one?
No, Origins?
Yeah,
Origins,
Arkham,
yeah, Arkham Origins,
So
yeah.
when they got ready to do that one, that's when they started putting these collections of the first three, which made everybody think that Arkham Origins was made by the same team, and it's not.
It's not.
So they're putting a very popular board game on the Switch, apparently.
Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven.
Is that table? I mean, that game already exists on other stuff because it feels like it did.
It's on PC for sure.
Okay, yeah. And
I don't know if
get
it's
your,
on Xbox or PlayStation, though.
Hey, it might not be yet. Gotta get your Just Dance on. Apparently, this is this has like an esports scene.
It's gonna be at the Olympics.
Yes.
And I saw a list of video games that's gonna be at the Summer Olympics next year, and it's like I don't.
The Olympics?
Yeah. They're like a whole esports
It's like,
division
I don't think the Olympic committee understands what competitive video games are.
What games did you see?
So it was Just Dance.
Yeah, that's the only one I remember them talking about.
They were like all sports games. Like a lot of them were sports games.
like FIFA and Madden.
It was some golf game that I never heard of, but apparently it's big in that particular community. But it's like them playing virtual golf, but they're actually swinging clubs and stuff. It's
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Why aren't you just playing golf? And then there's another.
We already got that.
There's a bicycling game too, where you actually pedaling on a bicycle and stuff. And again, it's like
We
why
racing
aren't
on
you just-
Pelotons?
Yeah, it's like why aren't you just? There's already bicycling now. So I don't.
Not like this though.
It's like why are you doing the video
Isn't
game
there already
version of
golf
other
at
sports that are
the
already
Olympics
in
as
the
well?
Olympics?
Yeah, there's Olympic golf. There's what do they do? What do they call it? They call it something, but it's essentially the same with like tennis and all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
yeah, they have their own things.
Why is Just Dance on there, though?
And that's the only reason I found out that they were having any video games at the Olympics.
So they listed out. I saw the rules. And I forgot most of them now, but I know it's like team based, and it's basically like gymnastics because they aren't going off the score of the game.
oh, they're still doing the judges
So
score?
a team is going to play the game, but the judges are going to score them.
Won't they just do the dance
Why don't they
routines?
just do it? Again, I don't think.
Why they always trying to make a mockery of the thing that we like?
I don't know.
So apparently, yes, there'll be esports at the Olympics, but it won't be part of the Olympics.
Oh, it's just like a
Probably more like a trial run.
yeah. Just see what the
Let
response
me
is.
see if I can figure out what the games are.
It's like, but
Should be playing like Road Rash or something.
So they're I was looking for this stuff. and
Yeah,
you're
they're
saying
judging
judging
the-
how
they're
you
going to
do
judge, how everybody's
instead of the actual
dancing,
performance.
Yes.
instead of what the game tells you that you did, they're gonna judge it. And it's like, well, why even play the game? We
Yeah.
already have.
You can still
rhythmic-
play the same songs, just do the routines.
We already have rhythmic gymnastics. Why? What? I don't. What? I don't think they understand what.
I think you know what probably happened. They probably said if we did it, it had to be games that fit a certain physical requirement
Okay.
because of the Olympics and like actually.
I guess.
But oh no, it makes it dumb. But I'm saying this is probably how we get these games in particular.
Yeah.
And it's like we have to have like judges because I mean that's what the Olympics is like if there's not an actual way for us to look at like a one-on-one sport or like a team-based sport where points are scored, then it's all judges' decisions. So, we got to keep them paid somehow, Nolan. Come on now, you know what this is. It's propaganda. It's big business,
I think it's stupid. Because they aren't doing soccer this time, right? Wasn't the last Olympics the last time?
Really?
About the World Cup?
No, the
the
World Cup's completely different.
Olympics. Was it soccer or baseball? I think it was baseball, softball.
They might not be doing softball.
It might have been softball.
Why would you be upset if they were doing softball?
Well, no, because basically
No,
it was.
they said that they better not be doing softball.
No. I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
You did.
I don't know why I said that. My bad.
I was like, why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I'm in my own brain thinking about soccer and all that. I don't know why I said I didn't want them to do softball. My apologies,
Like, I know
softball.
they were
Nothing wrong
talking
with that.
about.
I was like, what's going on?
But
I got a vendetta.
Vendetta.
I got
against
struck
Dolphins.
out. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna come clean. All right, so here's what happened. I got struck out at a elementary softball game. I've never lived it down, and I've held a vendetta ever since. I did strike out though. I
think it was softball because like it was basically only Canada, Australia, and the U.S. would win it. So it was like, what's the point?
What you mean? USA number one. We're supposed to be number one at every sport.
Yeah. Well, nobody else was ever winning besides those three, and they were like, okay, it's not even competitive. So why even do it?
Even more of a tangent. Do you all get slightly disappointed when you watch the Olympics and we don't win?
It depends.
Nah.
Sometimes I feel like we get shafted, but other times it's like I just enjoy seeing somebody being really good at something.
I mean that too, but
So
need to win everyone.
it's akin to what he was saying. It's virtual sports.
virtual sports. See,
So it's going to be tic-tac-bow. It's apparently some free-to-play archery game.
okay, sure.
WBSC e-baseball Power Pros. Is that one like Chibi?
I think
baseball
so.
game?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's one of those games where you have to swing the bat for real.
I'm sure you do.
I bet you all these games are similar to that.
Yeah.
Chess. Chess.com.
But they just got
chess.
Don't they just got chess? Like, isn't chess at the Olympics? Am I not tripping?
That one I'm not 100% sure.
They might just
I
have
feel
like
it
world
is.
games and not official Olympics.
They
They got at least world championships.
The other game is Zwift. It's some cycling game that he
That's a
mentioned.
cycling game, yeah.
Just Dance, obviously, and Gran Turismo.
So they got racing. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to be in like racing.
Probably a sim.
racing
It's probably
yeah.
like a sim race up setup.
I bring my own setup.
Probably not.
I would have won if they let me use my
And
setup.
whatever you do not let the USSR bring their own. I'm not going to say they're going to try to cheat, but
They're gonna try.
They're
To
gonna
shoot.
try
they're
to
going to
cheat.
try to cheat.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, let's keep on
Yeah.
moving through this.
Back to
There's a couple
Nintendo.
of things I want to talk about after the direct. What is this? A Kingdom of Stolen Worlds. What is
Oh,
the
this is
name
that
of
RPG.
Silent Hope.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it's like a team, that's like team MMO stuff. But is
Is it an MMO or just RPG?
it just? I thought you were playing with other people.
I think it's just an RPG.
Oh, you probably might be able to just play it solo. I thought they showed a part on here where you're playing with other people.
It could be just co-op though. It doesn't mean it's an MMO.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking everything's MMO at this point. everything's they want you to do stuff as live services as MMO. They got a battle pass.
It looks cool, I guess.
No, it does look fun. Like I wouldn't mind playing something like this.
Yeah, I remember looking at it. I was like, I can see myself trying this out.
I won't expect the deepest of stories. It's just fantasy stuff going on. I'm assuming there's classes or at least different weapons you get to pick from. This kind of high fantasy Sailor Moonish with the different young ladies with different color dresses.
Silent Hope coming out October 3rd. All right. So the next game is, what is this?
Fae
Fae
Farm.
Farm, yeah.
This is definitely slice of life.
Harvest Moonlight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little combat in there.
It's like there's so many of these games now. It's like this one is almost indistinguishable from that first game that they showed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah,
Well, these are your phase, though.
graphic style is different.
Yeah,
but, I mean, you're basically doing the same
No,
things.
Zach has a point. Technically, you are phasing this one. Look, you got the wings and stuff. Look, you part of the
Phase
Wings
and
Club.
phase.
I'm happy this is getting a sequel because I really thought this was fun.
But I remember I looked at this
Hot
and
Wheels Unleashed 2.
I was like, is it weird that I really want to play this?
I mean, the first one's on Game Pass and I streamed it. Like, it's fun.
Did you play the first one, Owen?
Me?
Did you ever play any of these Hot Wheel games back in the day? You used to have them for like PC and PlayStation.
Oh,
and
I mean, I used
64?
to play with Hot Wheels. So
Yeah, I mean, we all did.
Yeah, we all did. I'm saying you get that $10
You're
pack.
it
special.
was like, oh, a little part of me is like, yeah, you build a track here and run the car through it like twice, and it's like, well, that was
Pretty
was
cool.
fun.
Yeah, that's it.
but now. I'm
Oh,
not
what
with
is
it, I guess.
this?
So this I was really excited for. This is like
I didn't see this.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
This is like Overcooked, but
Yeah,
you're mechanics
but you're a
now.
mechanic, yeah.
And you have to
We gotta
like
play this.
repair part. Oh yeah, yeah.
Moving out and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we
It looks
gotta
like it's
run
made
this.
by the same people.
It has to be, right? Because if it's not them, then it's like you guys just really were just gonna sit on Overcooked.
Hey,
There's
Whatever
a
works.
moving out sequel that got announced too during the Summer Games.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
are your rabbit spark of hope?
Yeah, we got this is the
DLC?
the last DLC for it.
Yeah. 'Cause the last one was the Rayman.
Yeah,
Finally added him to it, which I was wondering if he was like, you know what? Why don't you just put him in the game? And they finally did.
yeah. I really got to run through these. I gotta finish the first one, and I need to play this one because by all accounts, everybody says this one is so much better than the first one.
Yeah, but it's also hadn't sold very well either. Apparently,
Yeah.
they were saying Ubisoft was saying they kind of wish they would have waited and put it on the next console.
Really? Now this one I was thrown off by
I was
because
like, wait, is this a Monster Hunter? And then when just hearing the words they were saying, I was like, oh, this is one of those off Monster Hunter, not Monster Hunter.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest games. It's probably Dragon Quest
Builders.
Monsters or something.
These Dragon Quest monsters. They used
Yeah.
to do them for the Game Boy Color and
Oh.
stuff. Me and Steven were talking about this. So this is like our friend Ronnie's like favorite game. Like he obviously enjoyed Pokemon a lot, but he used to always be playing the Dragon Quest Monsters games.
Yes.
They used to do
Are they like Pokemon games?
very similar, except
less,
you get the combined monsters. It's like Pokemon / Persona. Like before we was getting because we weren't getting the Persona releases until 3 over here. So
Yeah.
prior to that, this was the only other non-Pokemon tamer type game. But they're always fun, and it's like if you're a fan of the Dragon Quest games, then you get to use a lot of the creatures that be giving you the business in Dragon Quest. Because unlike Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest has not gotten well. I hadn't played all of 11, but Dragon Quest games ain't really been with the getting easier for y'all.
Oh,
type.
no.
Yeah, like they're not here for that. Like
No.
you want to beat this game, you got to beat it.
Not at all. And then the hero from Dragon Quest V shows up.
Yeah, it's the one of
Wait
the
a
ones
minute.
that was the palette swaps for Hero on the Smash Brothers game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which usually there's not really any crossover between those games and the actual mainline games. Like you won't see a character from there. That's really cool too.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Like I said, there's a lot of RPG type stuff going on with this direct. I was pleasantly surprised at it.
You gotta fill the gaps until the new console's out.
And I realize Pikmin's coming out next month, which is why they're doing such a long segment on it. But I was like,
It's their big.
We're
the
just-
next big game.
None of us really play Pikmin, right?
I played
the first
the
one?
first and the second one.
Didn't play the second one. Played the first one. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that has like this. Especially the first one because I didn't play the other ones. It was like trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Like what is this planet? Because they're like, you find things that are like, oh, okay, this is like Earth, but then it's like, well, maybe it isn't.
Well, it's like Earth, but you're very, very small.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those games. It's hard to describe. You gotta play it
Yeah.
because you can look at it and go, I don't get it, but then you play it and like, oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of I mean it's a puzzle game. Like it's just there are some action type sequences when you do, and like I said, I only played the first one, so I know that they do a lot more of the combat type stuff in the other ones, but essentially you're really playing a puzzle game.
Yeah.
And then you get to see cool stuff like this.
I'll never forget when what was it? When you had to I think it was when I was transferring something to my Wii U. And they had the little this little thing on the gamepad where they would show the pick.
Oh
Pikmin,
yeah.
Go to your old stuff and
Yep.
pack it all up, and then they carry it over to the new stuff,
Yeah.
and they'd unpack it there. It was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody had to sit down and actually make this. That was pretty cool though. It gave
Yeah.
me something to watch while it was going on, because I remember whatever it was, it took forever.
Yeah, no, transferring data. They've gotten better and better between the transferring data and
Yeah.
profiles and stuff. But early on, it was not good.
Actually,
There's multiplayer in this one.
Nintendo.
Yeah, there's been multiplayer since the second one, but it's usually like it's not like it's not co-op. You can't play through like the story mode or anything. It's just like some mini games and like
It's kind of a race, usually trying to do something faster than the other one. But yeah, they just recently came out and said, I think yesterday actually, in a investor call, that they were saying the move over to a new console should be easier this time, because everything is now under one thing.
it's
Under,
Nintendo Online
yeah.
versus it's on your Switch. I mean your Wii.
So
Things got trapped.
thank goodness. Yeah. So, all the games I bought on that Wii are just kind of stuck there now. And some of the games I bought on the Wii U are just stuck there now. And if I ever want to get them again, I'll have to buy them again.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Is it though? You buy like 5 copies of a single game a lot
for funsies.
No.
for
You buy a
fun.
collector's edition, and then you buy the edition that you're gonna get to touch. And then if they had a sale on 2 more copies, you bought those because you was there.
How many copies of TMNT Shredder's Revenge do you have?
But just 2 right now.
Just 2.
Right now, why are you saying it as if you were planning on getting more copies?
Because one day it might go on sale on Steam for like $5, and I was like, I got $5.
Excessive, but also I respect it. I got Fallout on like 7 platforms.
A lot of times I get these games for free on something too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. The Epic Library will keep you.
I already have it, but I'll have it again.
And when I used to do like the humble bundles, you get it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, what's going on with that? I need to check that out again. But I'm
There
assuming.
hadn't been any really good ones recently. I don't think anyway.
Yeah, now
And they
you
were
can get
releasing the digital versions of 1 and 2.
Yeah, which are going to be upraised.
to- Are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
What happened to 3?
well, 3 was already in HD. 1 and 2 have never been available in HD before. So
3 was on the Wii U.
3 was on the Wii U. Yep.
Is it? Can you get it? Can you get it on the Switch?
I don't remember if they released it on Switch or not.
Now they're showing the Metal Gear Solid collection, which has already been announced on other platforms, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I felt like if Nintendo was going to show this, you know what they needed to show, right?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so we're still not getting twin snakes.
You're just not going to do it, huh?
Now I'm really confused.
Yeah. Also, it says Volume 1, and I'm like, okay, so
Yes.
does Volume 2 going to have Twin Snakes? Because
So Volume
Twin
2 was
Snakes?
already leaked.
the remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 for the GameCube.
Oh. It was just like upscaled graphics.
It was redone. It was redone.
It was redone in the style in the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, basically, take Metal Gear Solid 2 and do Metal Gear Solid 1 with it. But then they put the NES versions of
As they should.
Well, they put the MSX and
Yes.
the NES versions
Yes.
on there. And
I mean,
it's like,
they're just like 500 kilobytes, so. might as
yeah,
well.
well, yeah. But it's like once you play the MSX, the real first 2 games, then you go back and play the NES versions. it's like-
hold on a second. Now you telling me that you think that Snake going to rescue the girl who might be the cousin of the chick from Gilligan's Island is like not a real game? He really rescued her.
Okay, that was a nice dream. Sure.
You want it to be like Mario 2? You just wake up
He just
snoring.
wakes up. Oh, okay.
Oh, guess talking about. Oh, this was really cool. Vampire Survivor on the Switch. Now I'm assuming the other versions got co-op.
Yeah, because they're adding co-op to this.
Okay. Because when I saw that, I was like, okay.
No, I'm saying I would imagine so because they are adding co-op to this.
Yeah.
And it's not coming out like it would something like this. You would think, oh, it's coming out today, but they're adding co-op. So maybe whenever this is coming out is when co-op comes out for everything else.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember what the date is on this.
But yeah, that made me really excited to see like they're finally doing that, because that was always like one little thing. Like co-op's not necessary, but also with games like this, come on, man, let us have some fun.
But it says local co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got me nervous too.
So it might just be a Switch exclusive thing. But I mean, if they can put it on one thing, they might as well put it on everything else.
Exactly.
I'm sure you can have local co-op on Steam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's on Game Pass too, isn't it?
Yes. This game is weird enough to almost work, but I feel like it's not gonna work.
So I feel like the first thing I saw on this on one of the other shows,
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Cool. Go scroll over. It's like Cool Party. Oh, Headbangers Rhythm. Yeah,
Rhythm Royale. Yeah, it's a bunch of pigeons without beaks,
they got
which is what
they got
they have
mouths.
lips. It's weird.
Yeah, they do. It looks like a Chicken Run.
But the first time I saw this on one of the other shows earlier in the month, I feel like they didn't really show you the gameplay. This was the first time I was like, oh, okay, so this is basically like a
WarioWare.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, I can see myself playing this more now than like the first thing I saw on it. I was like, this looks dumb.
Headbangers.
But
Okay.
it's also like a battle royale because you're queuing up with like 20 people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This one I was really excited about. Like I'm happy to see platformers, and this seems like it has some cool stuff in it.
This is
Yeah.
Penny's Big Breakaway.
And this was the guys that made Sonic.
I said Frontiers with Solid Colors.
No,
The
one before Frontiers, the 2D one.
Mania.
Mania.
Yeah, there we go.
These were the guys that made that. Basically, guys that used to make their own,
Fan made.
fan-made Sonic games, and they actually hired them to make a Sonic game, and it was great.
And they hired them, let them get their own game.
So, yeah, and now they get to make their own game, and this looks interesting.
It does. Like I will definitely have this on my radar. I would like to give this a shot at some point. And they talked about speed running and stuff in the video, where you can do like time trials to get stuff unlocked. So I'm always a fan of more platformy games. Like we need more. We with the technology getting better, we shouldn't stray away from those games. We should get more of those games. Mm-hmm. And this is the last. Is this officially the last content for this?
Is this the last one, or I know it's one of the last ones?
Yeah.
And they put a whole new track in it.
They
too,
said this.
so-
Yeah, they said this is.
What is this?
Mario Kart's bonus pass 5, but they said this is the last piece of this particular content. Mm-hmm. And they added a brand new course where you're going through someone's bathroom, which is really cool. Like it feels like they're trying to do something that kind of goes back to remember the Mario AR thing that they did where you build your own courses?
Yeah.
Like it seems like a nod to that, without them being able to put somebody's actual living room in the game.
But yeah.
Yeah, wave
But
5 of the booster course pass.
Yeah.
Like this is the last wave.
again, I'm sure the whole booster course pass thing was them getting new folks in to get them practicing making the game by bringing these old courses into this game.
Now they made a new course.
And now they've made a new course, so now
It's time
they can go make 9.
for the new system.
Yeah, which I guarantee you.
No, we're just gonna get a
going to
re-release
be
of 8.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. Still,
All right, now everybody shut up. Star Ocean is happening. Stop talking.
Yeah.
Nobody do nothing. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, this looks great.
Whew, buddy. This is the Star Ocean that most people in the West were introduced to. Star Ocean: The Second Story. I used to just think that was a cool name for a game. Be called The Second Story. Did not realize it was actually the second game in the series.
Yeah.
And they ported that one, the original, the first game, to PSP, and this one as
Game Boy
well.
Advance too, because I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But always wanted to see if they were going to do something else with this, and they're doing it in 2.5 HD. Redid, like this is completely redone. Nothing about this is we've played this version before.
Yeah.
Combat has been retooled. I hate Dice Flack. I hate you so much. You're such a jerk. But yes, this got me super. Like I was already turned up because of Mario RPG.
Yeah.
And then I see this and I'm
And
like,
then this was like, okay.
so now because of this, now we have a remake of Star Ocean 2. We have a remake of Mario RPG. I'm gonna go ahead and speak some other games into existence because I clearly spoke these things into existence. This is only me. I am ready to hear about the new Legend of the Gaia remake. So let's go ahead and get that on wax. Let's get that out to the masses. That's going to be the next remake that we get. And then, 10 years after that, we'll get a Lost Odyssey remake with a sequel behind it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Yeah, we're never getting Mother 3. I want people to
I
know
was
that.
just about to say.
Yeah, you're still never
We're
getting
still
that.
never gonna get
You're
Mother
never going to
3.
get it.
I don't know why.
We get some more WarioWare action.
Yeah, funny. We just talked about how nobody's done anything with the Joy-Cons.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah, because the first WarioWare didn't really do anything with the Joy-Cons.
I don't think it did.
No, it was just
No,
when
I
we
did.
played it. It was
We
just,
played it. It's just like if you had a regular controller, you can play it with a regular controller.
Yeah.
But this one looks it's more focused on the movement of the Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
In the like the co-op stuff there where you're throwing the baseball to each other and all that, that's hilarious. Yeah, shake that soda.
It's just ridiculous.
Come on, man. It's micro games. It's fun. It's fast. You lost that quick. Next game.
Yep.
No, I like WarioWare games. They're fun.
No,
they
yeah.
they really are. It's like sometimes they do really well, and it's like, okay, so you all get that this is fun, and then some of them come out and it's like they don't really move that many units. It's so up and down.
I still say we need another Wario Land game
Of course, we need another Wario Land. Like,
or Wario World or whatever you want to call them.
yeah, like it was one of the greatest things was Wario just taking over the Super Mario Land series and being like, it's mine now. I do these now. But yeah, like I said, if this is the last big push for the Switch as far as software, they are setting themselves up to be in a really good position.
Yeah.
I already saw someone win one of the raffles for this already. Somebody posted on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
For the Nintendo Live experience, which, this might be where you see something,
Yeah. Well, now I'm not so sure because it's like, okay, so this is the thing in Seattle that they're doing. So okay.
This is part of the thing that they're doing in Seattle.
Yeah, at
The
least part
Nintendo
of it.
Championships.
Oh man.
See, no Smash.
They did have Smash. They had Squad Strike.
For real?
Yeah, it said Squad Strike and Amiibo battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Power Glove gonna be there?
It's so bad.
As long as our items on?
Actually, with Nintendo, it might be. Yeah, you remember when Nintendo tried to collaborate with the Smash community and was like, these are the rules that we're going to have? And they were like, we won't play this at all. Which is crazy to tell the company that makes the game that their way is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Such a whole nother conversation. But
And then
I
there's
mean, I
them
get
just like,
why.
no, I get it. But just being like, you guys won't even try it.
Right.
Like that was just like, oh, come on.
it's like, thank you very much for giving us so much money.
Yes. Tears of the Kingdom. It has sold
Tears of the Kingdom
sold
has
a
come
lot.
out, and it sold a lot. Thank you.
Buy some amiibos.
Yeah.
Have you beat Tears of the Kingdom yet?
No, I didn't even have a chance to play it in like over a week.
He just don't want to finish it because then that means it's over. I understand.
Part of me is that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do need to finish it.
Yeah, finish. I mean, you got 2 months before Armored Core. Really, a month.
Yeah.
All right. Before we jump into this game, I believe somebody told me that they won't be doing a 2D Mario for a very long time. Nolan.
Who was it? Me? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I agree.
probably did.
Hey, look, but I agreed too because I just what we didn't have it just kept porting deluxe. Like they
Did I say for a very long time, or was saying it's already?
No,
been
you
a
said
long
that
time?
for the near future.
yeah, like
won't be
we would
getting-
get another 3D Mario before we got another 2D.
That
Mario.
sure is what it felt like. They hadn't made one in a while.
I haven't made a 2D one in a while either. They've been just porting the same fucking game over and
Yeah,
over.
like I
mean,
just
the
figured
last
they would
one
never
made
do
was
another
what?
one.
The one on the Wii U.
Deluxe. Deluxe is the same one that was on the
Wii.
The Wii. It was just they added the
New
Luigi.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. They just added the Luigi stuff. It was the deluxe.
Well, but so the last new one, I guess, was still on the Wii then. Was it
Yeah,
two?
the new Super Mario Brothers.
No,
Yeah.
wait, no, there was a second one though because they added the first Mario Deluxe.
There was another one because I remember I didn't like it as much because it's like whenever you stopped, you never came to a stop. You always slid a little too.
Yeah,
far
that's
in
the
that
that's the
game. I can't remember which one it was.
that
though.
Wii U. Look it up.
It was either on the Wii U or the Wii. It might
I
have
mean,
been
there's one on the
second
Switch
Wii.
too, but it's the one they've been porting since the Wii.
Yeah. I can't remember which one it was, but
No, I'm pretty sure the one on the Wii U is the one from the Wii with just
I
extra
think
stuff.
that one was
With
And then
extra-
they
I think
added
with
the
extra
Ouija
characters.
stuff.
yeah, the deluxe aspect of it.
Because there was two of them on the 3DS too, or the DS, One on the DS, one on the 3DS. Either way.
All right,
But yeah.
Actually, technically, the first new Super Mario Brothers was on the DS.
Yeah.
And then the Wii was the deluxe.
oh, really?
Yeah, and that's the one they've been porting the whole time.
Oh, wow.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So what we got a new one, right?
Yeah.
And what they did was wrong with the name
Why you say that?
because they just made another SMW.
Super Mario World.
Oh.
In Super Mario Wonder now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
They know what they were doing.
is anybody else confused at the flower things that be talking?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm convinced that this game's going to start off with you trying to lick the back of a stamp, and then
You think he had a
everything
bad
else,
trip?
I think he's having a real bad trip.
It's just that dude. It's like I'm here for them going like full shenanigans on it, but like, hey, hi, hey, that was crazy.
I'm sure they'll explain it.
Like it's very wacky.
Yeah. Wacky.
Yeah, but I'm happy they're giving like the 2D ones some flavor because I mean they were just porting the same game a bunch of times and being
Yeah.
like, you guys like jumping in pipes, don't you? All right, cool. See you later.
No, they've definitely added a lot of wackiness to the game.
That part right there does make me infuriated because I feel like I'm gonna get stuck like that too. Just getting knocked back and forth.
But like, so it feels like it's almost like two games. You got the regular traditional Mario, and then you got the wacky world,
Yeah.
the wacky Wonder World, or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
gotta get these wonder seeds, and you got two
Wonder
sets of
seed.
coins now. You got the normal coins, and you got these purple coins.
Probably like Wonder Coins.
There's probably a certain number of them in each level that you need to collect in order to 100% it.
And then the character, all the the usual suspects are back, including
Daisy. And
now, what's her skill going to be, or is everybody going to have their own?
It
skills again?
it's so from the looks of it, like Peach doesn't look like she floats.
Yeah.
no, does not look like she floats. But then you can also play as Yoshi.
Yeah, but and you can
Yeah,
ride
can you
him.
play
Yeah.
as Yoshi, or
You can
just
play
ride
as
him?
Yoshi
You can play
and ride
as
Yoshi.
Yoshi and ride him.
They had a thing where it was 4 Yoshis.
So can Yoshi ride a Yoshi?
Now you're just talking crazy.
I mean,
Now you're talking just preposterous, Nolan. Or maybe you have to play certain characters on certain levels.
maybe.
I feel like they wouldn't have done that though.
And it looks like it's 4-player co-op.
Oh yeah.
It is time to hate each other once again. Stop jumping the different way. You don't jump like I jump. Why are you jumping like that?
And it's not that far away. October 20th.
Yeah.
And then this is just
Then you get a new.
Preposterous.
yeah.
Oh, I've seen so much fan art of this.
Yo,
now.
already, bro. People are.
Elephant Mario.
Well then.
That Goomba looks so serene. Up. It did make Mario seem like a jerk in that scene. Like he had no reason to do that.
It's a Goomba. Who cares?
Goomba's got feelings too.
I know, but who
Who
cares?
cares? Who cares? Yeah.
You know what would be awesome though?
What?
In the Wonder World, if the Goombas were like the ones from the original Mario movie.
I don't think kids can see stuff like that these days. I don't think they can handle that. That might.
It might frighten us.
Yeah, it might frighten them. We might. We don't want a public outcry.
No.
Put these monstrosities on my kids' TV. But this was a great direct.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff for a lot of people. Like when you have a variety of announcements like that, I think that's really good. Like it was very on brand for the Switch for Nintendo in the best way. Like you got a lot of good stuff. Very happy that they did that before we got into the latter part of the year because
Yep.
you know I like seeing what we get what we are expecting from Nintendo. You said the Mario Wonder was October.
October 20th.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty those games
That's exactly how I want my games announced.
right.
I had no idea this game existed until
None.
And that'll be out in October.
and it'd be out in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did with Dread too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
My mind was blown, and then it was blown again. Like, what?
got blown and then
October?
reblown. Pause.
It's like this game exists, and it'll be out in three months.
That's exactly how I want my games
Yeah,
announced.
I mean, honestly, like, there's no reason to show us stuff that we have. Like,
Especially when you have to make like a vertical slice or this is what we expect the game to be playing like.
Yeah, like all of that.
Why show me this?
you can win people over by just telling us to like. I'm okay with announcing that a game is coming and like not showing a bunch of footage. Be like, yeah, this is the next thing we're working on. Cool. The next time
Nintendo's pretty good about not going too far ahead too.
No, they usually don't like to do that. Yeah, they like to show you what's coming within the like 6 to 8 months, like max, and then they might talk about something that they know folks want to hear about, but
Yeah, I think only one thing on this direct was for next year.
What was that?
A couple things. Was it
a couple things?
The Peach and the
Peach was
Luigi game were both next year, but they just wanted to
Luigi's Mansion remake.
Yeah.
Oh, that was next year.
Yeah, they just wanted to get those out there, just to let everybody know, hey, there's more stuff coming because there might be a new
Switch console.
Well, yeah, whatever the next big one is going to be, those might be the games that lead into it.
Yeah,
because if it's not going to be a launch game for the next console, it'll be before the end of next year. Assuming the next console comes out spring of next year. Now, because they've already said it won't be out before April, which is the end of their fiscal year. So I'm thinking it could be May, possibly
just in time for the summer.
Yeah,
because that'd be a good way to start the.
That'd be a great way to start the fiscal year, and then you have a new Mario game at Christmas time. That'll be it.
Yeah, and I know PlayStation and Microsoft or Sony and Microsoft love to release their consoles during holiday season, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a nutty thing to do. It makes it so gross and greasy so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that Nintendo has not been doing that. Mm-hmm. Well, they did it for the Wii.
They did it for the Wii, yeah.
But I don't think they've really done it for any other system.
No, they usually springish, like spring going into summer.
When I bought the GameCube, I remember we bought it the night it came out. We were downtown at a concert, and we realized, hey, the GameCube's out tomorrow. Let's stop by. It was like 2 a.m.
Let's see if they got a GameCube.
So we drove up to Walmart to see if they had it, and they did.
Those were the days Walmarts were open 24/7.
No, you know what the thing is? Like, I don't want Walmarts to be open 24/7 if they're going to be open the way they were, right? Like pre-pandemic, like where it started to get to where there's nobody around to help or like because you go
there.
Yeah, because like if you go to the electronics section like at Walmart now, you can't get no help.
Nope.
But back then, when you're talking about, you could go to a Walmart in the middle of the night and it'd be like, hey, what can we help you with? And you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's just a person sitting at the desk waiting to help people. Now you go to Walmart, you be like, I see somebody in a blue vest around here somewhere. I can't. or they tell you if they're over the electronics section, I'm just with the phone stuff. I don't do none of the other stuff. It's like, then why are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the direct goes, it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Is there anybody else that has something planned for the summer games?
Isn't it over?
There was some people that was like super
that one was
late.
kind of a surprise. So let's see. We got a Annapurna Game Showcase on the 29th.
Oh, I can't wait.
Stray 2. Something weird's gonna happen in this other game.
And that's pretty much it for now, at least until August.
Is there
because summer games are going to end with Gamescom? So
okay,
and that's August 22nd through the 29th, 7th. Excuse me, 22nd through the 22nd, 7th. Dang it, August 22nd through August 27th. There. And then they're also going to do the Gamescom live thing on the 22nd. They don't have a time yet. I would presume it's going to be relatively early here because the folks over in Germany are like, why are you doing stuff for America? It's like 2 a.m. over here. Like, can we have it in our prime time, please? I mean, that makes sense.
There's more of us.
We matter more when it comes to gaming. They don't want to admit it, but
yeah, the only other thing I know of is THQ is doing one.
They still allowed to do stuff?
They're also doing one August 11th. So it's THQ Nordic.
Okay.
That's
the only one that survived
which company
flames.
they used to be, but THQ bought them. And like 2 months after they bought them, THQ went out of business, but that game company stayed open and kept the name.
Yeah, and they got what's it called? They got invested in by, I think, is this Saudi money or was it China? They got bought, so they were fine. Yeah.
Hey, I get it keeping the name because I'm sure. So they got bought out, and they had to change everything.
Yep.
And then 2 months later, you're free again. Fuck that! I ain't changing everything again.
No, not at all.
You know how much work that is, and it's not even like work. It's like tedious
just-
work.
yeah.
Yeah. Get everything switched over, like
Yeah,
branding,
switched over and,
Branding, and
marketing. Your marketing department,
bank accounts, and setting up all of our logins again. And nah, fuck
I
that.
mentioned emails.
THQ Nordic for life.
Marketing team was like, "I'm telling you right now, we ain't doing it." But THQ closed. That's cool. THQ Nordic didn't. That's what we gonna be.
We're still here.
Which I also appreciate them keeping the THQ name alive, because at one point,
That was a really well.
that
brand.
was it had some clout to it. You know what I'm saying? We had cool borders and and other kind of weird stuff and wrestling games and all of this. Actually, cool borders was 989.
I said, "When?" Yeah.
Yeah. We lost another good one there too. All right, let's talk about the main event. Now, Nolan has not played Final Fantasy 16 yet.
Did you play the demo?
No, doggone it. I had every plan to do it Sunday morning, and I don't even remember what I ended up doing. CEO. Okay, so two things happened. I'll just go through this real quick. CEO, first of all, which was great.
Yes, it was. Watched a lot of it.
But so you remember we talked last week about Kick when I was here, and I was like, so I went to Kick just to check everything out. I found a channel that was playing The Expanse, and they were like on episode 3 of season 1. I found them Friday morning, and I watched it all the way through 11 o'clock, around 11 p.m. Sunday night. So I had CEO going on one screen and The Expanse going on the other screen the entire weekend. That's why I didn't do anything this weekend. I was like, what the hell was I doing? I know I had free time. No, I didn't, because I was watching The Expanse. I could have just watched The Expanse on Amazon.
He got sucked in. It was just
I did.
Wait a minute, what happened to my weekend?
That's exactly what happened. I stayed up till like 1 o'clock Saturday watching The Expanse, and it was like, and anybody that knows me knows I was like, it's like, why was I up that late? But I missed like a chunk of season 3 when I fell asleep on Friday, and then season 5. I think I missed the end of season 4 into 5 when I went to sleep Saturday.
Well, let me
So
just
would
make
you
sure.
recommend The Expanse?
Yeah, would you recommend?
Oh, I love The Expanse. Yes.
It sounds like they got the Justin.tv stuff going on over there.
I mean,
So I got to check it out.
Well, that's why I was like, because usually when somebody does something, show something like that, like on Twitch, they'll usually have like the whole thing where there's like, hey, we have the rights to air this because we bought the airing rights from some company in Hong Kong that has the rights. So we're in Hong Kong, even whatever. We're in Hong
VPN
Kong.
says we're in Hong
We
Kong.
bought the rights from Hong Kong, therefore we have the right to do it. And Twitch will still eventually take them down anyway. And then a couple of months later they'll come back up and post a big thing. It's like, hey, we have the rights to do this, and they'll be taken down. Either way, I was going through Kick, and there's all kinds of stuff going on over there that
Oh no, I know.
that's not supposed to be going on.
What I told-
Oh, for
one
real?
guy wasn't up for very long. I was looking through some other stuff. I was like, oh, let's see, is anybody playing Street Fighter 6? Anybody playing Samurai Showdown? And I saw they had the hot tubs and whatever. So I looked at it real quick just to see what was going on. And
I had to check it out.
I just wanted to see.
Research purposes.
research.
Exactly. But there was this one guy who was just he had like a backless dress on, but it was just his ass there, and every now and then he would reach back and spread his cheeks. And I'm like, what is this? So I leave.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes after that, I check it again because I was like, he cannot still be up. Oh no, he was gone. His whole channel was erased. So
They got to start cleaning up.
but as big as they're getting, like, who's behind Kick? with these giant contracts? Because
Probably Saudi or China money.
you told me about the SQC thing.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
now they
100
pay,
mil.
100 mil.
and they gave
And not non-exclusive deals too.
yeah.
Like they're giving you money to stream on that, and you can still be on Twitch, and you can still be on YouTube.
Did you hear about Amaranth?
No.
She got $30 million for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So she went on her Twitch channel just to tell everybody to watch her on Kick, and she basically closed her Twitch channel after everybody went over to watch her on Kick.
Hey man,
Who's behind Kick?
oh, probably like the Illuminati or
know?
something. Nah, I don't know, man.
Because they own like a NASCAR team or something too.
Oh, do they?
It might be from like some people that got money from like crypto or something, and then
Maybe,
You know.
Yeah, but I feel like this is going to be one of those episodes of the shows I like to watch.
oh yeah, you're talking about, and then
Like
it all came crashing down.
Yeah, like
and
all the frauds and
yeah,
stuff.
and then the picture turns negative. When
I feel like
They're
I feel
gonna be
like
doing the interview.
2 years from now, I'm going to be watching the Kick episode.
look, they're
on
gonna be like,
American Greed.
it all started off so great. It's like
Yeah.
we were like one big family, and everybody just wanted
Everybody
to
was just
succeed.
having fun, man.
You know, it's just like, you know, they allowed us to be the best versions of ourselves, and then it all went down. Went.
Yeah.
It turns out the CEO of Kick was a cannibal. You're like, cannibal? You know, I only ever seen him eating meat. You're like, wait a second. And he was one of those, like, you know, I just thought he was one of those like rare steak guys. Nah, he liked it real rare. Liked it raw.
Jesus.
No, I don't know. It's always something wild.
But no, it's like
And he was embezzling with the Guatemalan mob. You're like,
it's
wait.
something. I feel like something's gonna come up because it's like, where are they getting all this money?
When Javier showed up, things really took a turn. So, Javier, look, Javier's gonna be interviewed. He's gonna be in his country tomorrow. We had to go to Guatemala to interview Javier. He's not allowed in this country. He's waiting extradition. It's gonna be like him and whoever's the CEO of Kick. They're gonna be in Guatemala together,
Yep.
just awaiting extradition.
Yep.
It's like, nah, they got too much money. Guatemala ain't gonna let them go. They are the economy.
But yeah, it's just something I've been wondering about for the last couple of days, especially. Who is behind Kick? Because it just kind of seemed to
Money
come out of
talks.
nowhere. There's no ads on it yet, so that's great.
Well, it's like OnlyFans. You know, it came out of nowhere as a way for all these people to do this stuff, and then they tried to like get rid of the adult content on OnlyFans at one point.
That lasted less than a day.
They was about
sure
to get
did.
they were
But
about to get sponsorship money, about to get these ads going, and then
Yeah.
they was like, it turns out if there are no boobies, there are no viewers.
There are no exactly.
So traffic just went to nothing.
Do you realize the percentage of folks that are here for that stuff? It's like, oh
Tumblr found out apparently.
well, yeah.
I didn't even know they was doing that on
Which,
Tumblr.
I mean, that was one of the big pushes because it was like a bunch of things happening at the same time. Everybody stopped allowing basically porn on their stuff, and for a minute, a lot of them went to Twitch, but then some like folks were like, no, you need to come to this OnlyFans place because I knew of OnlyFans. It used to be a place where you could just
it was like it was an alternative to Patreon.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was just
That's all it was.
Yeah, it was only your fans get to see it. That's all it was supposed
That's
to be.
all it was. And when the porn folks who couldn't be on Twitch and what'd you just
Mixer?
say? Well, probably that too, but you just said at the art place. I used to go
Tumblr.
there, yeah. I used to go there to look at art.
Yeah,
And
they had a lot of good artwork.
when they put the thing in there
lot of boobies, too.
to try to scrub that stuff, it was taking down stuff that wasn't porn too.
Mm-hmm.
So they were starting to leave and everything, but everybody was going to this new place called OnlyFans. And as I know of OnlyFans because I was a couple of folks I watched on Twitch that they would do OnlyFans instead of Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
But when the porn folks started going over there,
got real greasy real
Hey,
fast. But the money started going up real fast too.
yeah, real fast, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna get rid of all this stuff." And I'm sure a guy like me was like, "Sir, I just want you to read that." It's like 98%. Yeah, so we've decided to go back on that.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to allow this to be a open thing where anybody can do whatever they want. Please enjoy the porn, and it's just become a porn site.
Yeah.
now.
Well, it's like we were talking about Kick before. It's like, you know, people generally gravitate towards these alternative platforms to something that exists, like Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and all these other ways you can already stream because of the less restrictions.
Yeah.
But once the names get bigger and the money gets bigger, then usually restrictions come.
Yeah. The restrictions are going to hit them hard because all of a sudden the advertisers, as Kick gets more and more folks over there, well, there's a lot of eyes that we can get over there, so the advertisers are going to start going over there. And
the advertisers start making the advertisers make the rules.
Yep. That's when it's going to become Twitch all over again.
You know, ain't no hanging brain if we're going to be doing ads for SpongeBob episodes on Paramount Plus.
Well, you just don't get those ads.
I mean, or you try to do what Tumblr did and lose all your money for scrubbing everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering if Kick will try to stay independent. Because right now it seems like they're trying to stay independent, doing their own thing. We're going to be for the streamers and everything because they're doing an hourly partnership thing where you get paid hourly, like $25 an hour. And they say it's going to be easier to become it'll be easier to become an affiliate. You won't have to have the same stuff that you have at Twitch. Twitch apparently just recently announced that they're going to start taking a service fee out of the money that they pay out to folks.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's like
they just went back on the ad thing on the screen. Because it was like that was a wild thing to say.
I mean, it's just weird to think that Twitch could become the MySpace of streaming. You remember when MySpace, because it was MySpace, it was Friendster too?
Yeah.
For like a minute. And then Facebook came along and it's like, my what again?
Well, we also had Black Planet before all of that, but people don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I know that.
To jump back to the Kick thing, so apparently the CEO of Stake, which is an online gambling.
Oh, they got gambling money.
They got gambling money.
Is an investor into Kick. That's just in my limited research, just briefly.
I mean, just that alone it makes it make a lot of sense because that's what's like. If people haven't realized yet, so unfortunately for businesses, that you have to try to make more money than the year before. Like that's just kind of what you do. You're always trying to make a little bit more than before, and with a lot of the sports and stuff, gambling has infiltrated it because there's no more new money. Yeah. Like this is the new money right now. Like the crypto stuff kind of went the way of the dodo bird, and now it's like, well, who's going to be able to put money and stuff? But now that's why you see DraftKings and FanDuel and all this stuff, because all this stuff, pandemic and everything, it ain't stopped gambling. Okay, if there's something to exist, but they gambling on draft picks now. Like I know they already were, but like seeing live odds on draft picks for like the NBA and the NFL and stuff, like that's how they used, the NFL and NBA, they used to be super like, we don't do no gambling. You don't gamble over here. Now it's like, hey man, the odds on Scoot Henderson versus Brandon Miller kind of shifted. I don't know if you want to hedge your bets now. Go to FanDuel.com. I ain't gonna do all of that. But if it's gambling money, that's usually a pretty good bag. And gambling money, usually you could be a little less restrictive on what content you can fund because, to a degree, it's already like dirty money, baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of not as clean.
It's the way people view it, yeah.
So it's like if we're already considered dirty, you know what I'm saying? We might as well just let it ride.
Play the Expanse all day, every day. It's like, who's going to care, apparently?
I don't know how we got into this.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally
that's right, because you were talking about
he was watching
what he did this weekend.
He was watching kicks and people spreading cheeks.
Yeah, why were you watching somebody spread cheeks?
I didn't know that's what I was watching until
I told you when we talked about this Friday.
Yeah,
Zach.
we talked
about the fact that if they had little restrictions, or at least they weren't fully monitoring stuff, it was going to be just like Sony After Dark.
Yep.
Sony used to have the streaming thing, and they were pushing their own version of it, and it got real dirty real fast. Okay, people going in the streams with kids talking about take them socks off. Like they had to shut it down, bro. I'm telling you, you go over there like 1, 2 a.m. and you be like, they banging. They also bang. What is happening here? Nobody's playing video games. What is going on? And then eventually it was just gone.
It was just gone.
Yeah,
quietly killed. But yeah, I'm sorry. I derailed the whole thing.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about Final Fantasy 16.
Which actually is, funny enough, a good segue, because this is Final Fantasy is the most mature Final Fantasy they've ever released.
You know what? You are very right.
I've heard it's very Game of Thronesy.
It is. It's just
Except for the sex. There's not a whole lot of that. They do touch on it eventually.
yeah.
But there's really not a whole
there's
lot.
the insinuate. There's like the. It's very soft core-ish. So it's like you can clearly see what the situation is, but they're not
go
showing.
all the
Yeah,
way.
they're not showing. They're not showing nips and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is the thing I appreciate because they were showing dongs in Game of Thrones like every other episode.
But there's a lot of killing, a lot of blood, and a lot of
It is
a lot
bloody.
of cursing.
Yes. But it also fits the. It fits
It's the dialogue.
Yes,
it's not like just unnecessarily like
Yeah.
It's not
adding-
Borderlands.
Yeah. It's just a curse, just a curse.
To hi, I'm the hero. Fuck shit. And they put fuck shit in parentheses, like next to the character's name. It's like, okay, sure. So you said you played a lot of it, Zach. You
Yeah,
played-
I've actually put 20 hours into it already.
I'm so happy for you.
So I played the demo Thursday night,
Okay.
which was technically the start of my vacation.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is actually pretty good. But I wasn't on board of buying it yet.
Okay.
So I asked Danielle, I'm like, Danielle, do you think it's something you'll play? Because if she'll play it eventually, then I'll go ahead and buy it because that means both of us will play it
Yeah.
eventually. She's like, yeah, I'll probably play it. She
played 15?
Well, yeah, she played 15, but right now she's in a mode where she doesn't want to play video games because she just literally put 220 hours into Zelda.
Yeah, she went hard.
So she's kind of like burnt out right now.
I understand.
So, but she said I'm like, okay. So we picked it up Friday, and I've been playing it ever since. Like it's super good. It's not like your traditional Zelda. It's not like your traditional Final Fantasy. Like the combat is more akin to like Devil May Cry
That's
Yes.
what I keep hearing.
Yes,
and
it is.
Bayonetta.
It's basically what they've been trying to get with Final Fantasy for a while. This is what 15 was trying to
Yeah.
figure out. It didn't come out as well. But now
Trying
this
to give you that action, but still try to keep the turn-based party style. And I think with this game, they just finally was like,
We can't.
You know what?
They just said fuck it.
Yeah, let's
Well,
let's just make it the
And
action game.
you have party members from time to time, but you don't control them. You don't tell them how to act or anything. And honestly, they don't do a whole lot. It's basically just you playing Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, which to me isn't my favorite type of game. I think what keeps me engaged in this game and why I've kept playing it is the story is really fucking good.
Dog, it's good. Like I've been wanting them to be this mature with the magic stuff. Because like in 15, there was not as much focus on magic. This game makes a point to show you as soon as you start that, hey, it's a bunch of magic out here. People got it. People using it. It's they free willing. It's none of this.
It's essentially the focal point of the story. Is people with powers and people without powers.
Oh, you know what it makes me think about too? It's the it's like another version when you say people with and people without powers, like different takes they do on X-Men like that, where it's like there are times where the mutants are on top, and then there are times where the humans are subservient or vice versa. But like, yeah, there's a lot of jockeying for.
It does have a lot of X-Men vibes.
Yes. This game has exceeded my expectations, honestly. Like I'm very happy. I've only played, I guess, probably about 3 or 4 hours. I don't like
On top of the demo, or
I end up not even playing the demo.
Okay.
Yeah, I just end up because the day I was supposed to play the demo, I forgot what happened, but I ended up not being able to play it, and then I was off, and then
So I guess I've played it for I've probably played it for like 23 hours because it doesn't include my demo time. Because if you play the demo, you can start the game right where the demo left off.
Got you. Is the demo just the prologue?
Essentially, it's up into the point where the stuff that happens at Phoenix Gate.
Got you. Okay.
Basically, everything that happens at Phoenix Gate is in the demo, and then
Everything.
that's where you start off.
I know you're gonna enjoy this game, Nolan. Like just from
Especially if you like Bayonetta.
which I do.
the combat. The combat will have you like very very happy. But then like you said, the maturity of the story. And my God, the game looks so good.
If you do play it, and I know you probably already do this, but make sure you do every side quest.
Oh yeah.
There's not a whole lot of side
really?
quests, but so for example, there's a side quest in the beginning part of the game. It seems like a throwaway side quest. Like it's just like something there to do. And all the side quests are super easy and they do all feel throwaway, but they introduce characters that you'll meet in the main story later. So it kind of gives you background. And there's some side quests where they're not even main characters per se. They might be just side characters, but it gives you more background to their characters when they show up in the main story or vice versa.
The side quests that I've done so far, they have been like menial tasks, but they were using them to introduce certain, like I've only done like I said, I've only done a couple hours, so, but they were made to introduce. Pretty much the game does a good job if you're not familiar with Final Fantasies and you're not familiar with what they're expecting you to do in this version. Because like this, if you play 15, you already know what they're trying to get you to do and, you know, that type of stuff. But it's kind of like what they did with Street Fighter, where they're like, okay, if you've never played our game, but for some reason you picked up our game, we're going to introduce you to Final Fantasy in the best way possible for a new player. But if you've been here before, you're going to feel right at home, and you're probably like, I love the combat because it rewards the aggression and like timing and everything. And like you're constantly engaged with the fight. It's not like just sitting there mashing buttons. Like, I mean, you can even put it on story mode. I'm pretty sure you could just, the game will play itself to a degree.
It was weird. In the beginning, it asks if you want to do like, is it story focused or you don't really have to worry about combat as much, or if you want to do action focused where you want to actually learn how to do the combat. No, I picked the action one because I didn't want the training wheels.
Yeah.
But it gave me the training wheels anyways.
Like, the first part. Yeah.
The rings.
Yeah. It still gives you the items. You can just turn it on.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, these are items that I need to equip. So I equipped it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not hardly even playing this game anymore.
If you look at the top of the HUD, there's like squares that are grayed out. You can equip these items that'll teach you, that'll like dodge for you and like counterattack for you and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you really are bent on just watching, like you just want to see what happens, you don't really care about like beating the game or like, you know, doing the fights, you can. And I think it's great for those people. I think
that want just a story.
Yeah. Because look, I could understand a person who may not like any of this stuff.
Because some of the combat can get tough.
Like,
it's not super hard, but it can be tough.
Yeah,
like I've died a couple times.
I mean, especially if you aren't familiar with this type of gameplay too, because like if you've been playing, there are people who play like, you know, turn-based RPGs for the most part. That's what they really play. But Final Fantasies is kind of, you know, one of the biggest series, so they're probably going to play this, and they may find it tough doing all the combat stuff, and that's okay. Like you got the way where you don't have to worry about it. I like. Again, as a longtime Final Fantasy fan, whenever they do these games, it's always like, so which summons are we going to get to see? And they've done a great job of being like, we know what you want. You want all of it. It seems like they got a lot more in this one because they normally do like an element gets this. You might have two for one element, but some elements only have one character. But it seems like in this game is building up to be like, no, these are a lot of them out there.
Is Alexander in it?
I have no idea.
I need to see
which
Alexander.
One? What's Alexander?
It's the big castle.
It's an actual castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's absurd.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is in it,
Alexander.
But I have not seen it yet. I've only seen. So they said something towards the beginning that there's like 8 of them.
Yeah, they're supposed to be at
is?
one time, but it seems like that's kind of what they started off talking about. That like it's only supposed to be 8 at one point, and they have to have like somebody has to die and get replaced, basically. Okay, but what they get replaced by, they don't know because there are different elements, have different versions that can come out, but they're not supposed to be 2 of the same element at the same time. But clearly, there is from the very like all the promo work you've already seen multiples of the same.
I think I've seen 6 of them.
It's like Ifrit, Garuda.
They show Ifrit
Shiva,
and Phoenix first.
Phoenix.
So it's like those are 2 fire elements right there.
Which ones?
Phoenix and Ifrit.
Oh yeah.
So that's the thing. Like I said, very early in the game, they tell you like, hey, there's only supposed to be basically 1 per element, but
I don't want to give away the story, but so maybe there's 9.
There could be more.
Just what to play to find out.
Yeah,
and I've only seen 6, and I haven't seen Alexander.
But every version of the summons or they're called icons in this one.
Icons, yeah.
Every version of them, they've done a good job with the design of them. Because one of the things with 15 is like some of the summons are a bit uninspired. I mean, they're not terrible, but like this version of Titan versus 15's version of Titan, for example.
Oh yeah, Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, Titan looks crazy in this one. In 15, there were some limitations because he was just holding up a big old meteor on his back.
Looks like Attack on Titan. I kind of laughed when I saw that. I was like, well, that's the Armored Titan.
Yeah, it does kind of like the Armored Titan. And then like the sleekness of Shiva, you know what I'm saying? Like the rage of Ifrit. Like they do a good job of bringing them to the next phase. Because that was always the other cool thing is like every time we get a new Final Fantasy on like the next platform, it's like, what are they going to make them look like? How grand do they make them? And 15 did a good job making them be big, but like Rama was just an old dude. And he's usually an old dude, but like he gives some pizzazz. He was kind of just like, I'm an old dude and I made the lightning bolt happen. Here you go.
So as far as the RPG elements of it goes, like the items really aren't that big of a.
Items can be circumvented with you just not getting hit.
Well, that and it's just a power increase. There's no like special abilities on armors or
at least early.
Weapons.
I mean, there may end up being a lot of times they'll do stuff towards the end of the game.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, I'm 20 hours in. I know I'm not even halfway done, but it's just power.
Does your look change if your
weapons change?
Okay.
Yeah, and the weapons
because the only armor that you equip is your bracers and your belt. There's no other armor.
Yeah,
that's the only thing else. The only thing you change. Your costume changes, but that changes. It changes with the story, not necessarily with the.
They'll probably end up having because they did that with 15 too, where your stuff changed based on the story, and then they end up adding all of the skins basically later.
But your weapons do change whenever you upgrade your weapons.
That's cool.
And then you have three. You have 2 rings and a necklace, or three
accessory slots.
3 accessory slots, and those are probably the biggest modifications because they change how your abilities work, or not necessarily how they work, but if they do like increased damage or lower cooldowns or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no MP. That is the thing. There's no MP in this game. It is
everything's
just
cooldown based.
Okay.
Yeah, which I mean,
for an action game, it's probably better for.
Oh yeah, I always hate using ethers and all that stuff anyway. Stop making me run out of MP.
Yeah, there's really only just pots and defensive pots and attack pots.
Yeah, you can modify your stats with pots, and then you can do obviously you can heal and stuff too.
And then you have a dog with you the whole time.
I love that thing.
And yes, Nolan, you can pet the dog.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you can.
I know that's gonna make a break for you.
Look, you can interact with the dog, and when you do it, it does different interactions. But petting is one of them.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know why it's so important for y'all, but
I mean, you can't put a dog in a game anyway.
You gonna pet this dog?
Freaking Zelda. That'd be crazy.
The Kaiju fights are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've seen a few of those online from the previews and stuff. It's like it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. No, they've done an amazing job. And
so what I hear is that this is the team that made Final Fantasy 14.
Yes.
Like all the expansions and stuff.
Yeah.
And folks are saying it's like for folks who didn't stick around for when they remade 14.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of stuff in this game, like theme wise and stuff. It's like this is what you missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I did. It definitely. I thought about that when I was playing, and I'm like, man, I really want to get deeper into that.
So yeah.
They even put it in the case too. If you buy the physical version, it has an advertisement for the award-winning MMORPG Final Fantasy 14. Play now.
Yeah, but I think last I saw the aggregate review scores for this was like sitting at a 89, which is really good for like an RPG.
Yeah.
So especially when it's not an RPG. It's more.
It's an action RPG.
It's more of an action game than an RPG, in my opinion.
Yeah, you still got XP.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. They've definitely simplified a lot of the stuff, and I mean it pretty much. I know it sounds bad because everybody's like, no, you don't need to change things and all that. It's like, yeah, but Final Fantasy can't be this, hugely costly to develop project and then
not get a return on it.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to appease to the people that are buying games.
Yeah, and it was a big risk changing, what the series has really been this whole time. Because either sci-fi or like the older games, it's always been an RPG. Even when it went a little weird with 12 and maybe even 15.
I mean, 13 as well.
Yeah. But, it's always been an RPG. So for them to change it to like an action, just like almost a straight up action game, that was a pretty big risk that they took. But they saw what these guys did with 14, I think, and said, hey, go for it. We'll give it a shot. And I hope it works.
Business Creative Unit 3?
Yeah. My favorite one.
No, I mean, honestly, it's the first Final Fantasy I've played since the Game Boy.
Oh, well, yeah, it's been a while then.
Yeah.
Last one I played was 12. I wanted to play 15. I never did get a chance to play 13 before my house was broken into and somebody stole it. But
13's on Game Pass.
My brother played it and he hated it. So
Yeah, it's a straight line.
that was enough for me to.
No,
that's what I keep hearing.
This game is pretty linear.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but it's more acceptable from a game like this.
Right. But it does open up a bit after you get past like hour 13 or 14 or something like that.
Which honestly, most like people don't ever want to admit that sometimes with Final Fantasies. It's like after like 7, they kind of all do that. Where like the first 10 to 15 hours is we keep you kind of in this space and we kind of direct you where to go. And if there is going to be some world map to it, about 15 hours into the game, you see like, okay, now you get to move around, even if it's still more linear.
It's still fairly linear, but I mean, you get to choose areas that you can go to. If
like
you want to go do like
to
side
go
quests and stuff like that. Yeah. Now, if you follow just the main story, it's gonna be linear the whole way through.
I mean, like the thing with 15 is like 15 really isn't that big because you kind of stay in the same place all the time, and then you go to a couple of hubs, but for the most part, you're on the same map of 15 for like the game, and then there's like areas you can't get to early on. And then you come back and now you can access those areas. But 15 game is kind of in like one real big space. And then there's the Water City, which you only get to be there for a little bit because stuff happens. And then another place that you get to be for a little bit. And then in true Final Fantasy fashion, something happens. And now you're back in the same place you always be the whole game. Yay, now you got airship stuff.
But the story's really good. The voice acting's really good. I don't want not acting, but like all of like the directing of the player movement, like in the cutscenes, is really well done.
Presentation is A1. Like it's like you said, like the dialogue stuff with them being more mature in the dialogue. It's not gratuitous. It really makes sense for what's happening to the characters for them to be saying the things that they're saying.
Like you said, the story is really good. Like I'm not a big. Like I don't like the Devil May Cry series, and I'm not a big Bayonetta fan. That type of game just it bores me, but the story has kept me really engaged, so that's helped.
Yeah, no, I really do want to like play this game for the next 100 hours. Unfortunately, I can't, but I would love to.
I can't wait to get a chance.
Well, and this kind of brings up the thing that I talked to Nolan a little bit about this weekend, and Steven as well, is there is so much good gaming to be had. You might not be able to play everything. People got to let this, because I keep seeing stuff and it's like people think that they have to play every, and I know it's bad because of the internet makes it seem like everybody is playing every game, but it's like, man, there's some good gaming. Just soak it in, take your time, enjoy this stuff. Like this might be the best year in gaming in the past 15 years, easy. Like the number of quality franchises that are putting out so much great games. Because usually we get these phases where like AAA games are good, but the indie stuff is kind of, before people started making a bunch of Metroidvanias, it's like, we've done the Braids and we've done the Castle Crashes and stuff, and we really weren't, the Shadow Complexes, we weren't really getting a lot of indie hits. And then the AAA sometimes it's like the top is great, but some of the
next tier down,
it's like it's kind of huff.
Yeah.
And then you get indie games that are really good. But right now it's like, man, you got indie games that are fantastic. The AAA games, I mean, they are on a run right now.
Well, I think last year the indie games were probably the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
Last year, and then this year we're getting a bunch of really, really good AAA games.
It's, dude, like, man.
So we've had like 2 years of really good gaming.
Yeah.
go play some games, guys. It's a lot of fun stuff out there. I know there's a lot of trash. I get it. There's always gonna be trash, but you don't have to play the trash. You do know that, right?
Yeah, you can go around it.
Yeah, like bro, you can move around. Like you pick a genre. There might be a game this year for pretty much like most AAA genres.
Just about.
Like we've gotten the action adventure game, we've gotten an RPG, we've gotten a fighting game, we got the Diablo. Like, bro, you got a Legend of Zelda, a Diablo, a Street Fighter, a Final Fantasy, and
The year
they're
ain't
all
even over yet.
It's not even over yet, but they're all good. Like, what are the odds that you get all of those big
In the
names?
span of 1 month. We got all 4 of those in
More or
the span
less,
of 1
yeah.
month.
Yeah, we did.
And I mean, I can't think of a time where that many good games came out since like 2005 or 6. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, when you got like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 10 and no, it's like 2003.
Yeah, what year did so I remember it was the year that Metroid Prime 2. It was whatever year Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out. It was,
Ooh,
like, it was like a
2000s.
really dense year because
2005. It might have been 2005.
I think it was 2005.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I remember Metroid Prime 2 kind of got left in the dust because everything else that came out was so good. Because I want to say Metal Gear Solid 3 came out that year.
Yeah, it might have been.
Halo 2 came out the end of 2004,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
was huge.
October 2000. It's 2004. It's October 26, 2004 with
Which
San
was
Andreas.
what? Oh, so
you had
so
Halo 2.
Halo was in November.
Yeah. So you had Halo.
I remember there was one
Grand Theft
year,
Auto
it was
going
just,
into
it was
it.
just like there was so much crap that came out.
I'm gonna just look
It
at
was
2004
like,
release.
They were all so good. So yeah. But that's like the last time I can think of.
World of Warcraft was 2004 as well.
Dude, okay.
'Cause I think
So
World of Warcraft came out December of 2004. Didn't it? Pretty sure it
I'm
did.
trying to look. I'm just looking at the games that came out in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
You got so these games aren't even as great, but they're not bad games to be on this list. So yeah, Splinter Cell, Pandora.
Oh shoot, that was the best
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Look, so
Oh, it was World of Warcraft November of 2004.
so Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, like very solid game.
That's a solid game, yeah.
Madden 2005, which was like one of the best rated Maddens and best sold Maddens. That's when they was competing.
And that's when 2K5 came out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got
And that's the best football game ever made.
The Sims 2, Half-Life 2,
That was a big deal. That was a big deal.
Snake Eater,
Yeah.
Fight for New York,
Yep.
Halo 2, Burnout 3, Paper Mario, Doom 3,
Yeah.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic,
Oh my god.
two,
Oh, the second one.
2,
Okay.
Far Cry 1, San Andreas, Fable,
Fable did come out that
First Fable?
First
year.
Fable,
First Fable.
Sly 2, Need for Speed Underground 2, Spider-Man 2, which was really great
Which
back
was
then
the-
because it was the first one where you got to patrol the city.
Yep.
Like
Yeah. The first like open world one.
The Suffering, which was very underrated.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, another underrated game. This is the RPG one.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Deception, which had the one with the kart racing and the you can explore
chess.
thing. Yeah.
All the extra stuff, yeah.
Silent Hill for the Room.
I think Deception was like the best PS2 one, right?
It was the best piece because it's the one before Armageddon when it
Yeah.
was off the rails.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 1,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Underground 2,
Any Tony Hawk, really.
Leisure Suit Larry, Magnum Cum Laude,
Oh Lord. Forgot about that.
NBA Live 05, which was the best NBA Live game, had a dunk contest and everything. Fight Night 2004, which was the first Fight Night, which changed basically boxing from
Boxing.
Knockout Kings to Fight Night.
Yep.
Which, oh my goodness. Super Mario 64 DS, Four Swords Advance, Unreal Tournament 2004.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay.
Yep.
Like,
Great game.
dog, that's a heavy year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna hit that level this year. Because like you got some industry defining games.
Yeah, we may not hit the number of quality, but just the sheer quality alone this year already
Man.
is already hit it.
Remember when
and
Harry
we're gonna
Potter
get a
came
brand
out
new
and everybody
Mario
said that
this
was
year,
game
too.
of the year?
Yeah.
We're getting a brand new Mario RPG.
Bro, we getting you get two Marios in the same year. Like two on the actual console, not one on the handheld and one on the other thing. Like, yeah, oh my. No, man, this has been just a really great. I keep forgetting about Jedi Survivor.
Venom.
Survivor, yeah.
What you mean? Oh, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Yeah.
He said Venom.
Venom.
No, it makes sense.
Venom.
I was just like, what do you say? No, but Spider-Man 2 still coming?
Spider-Man's still coming.
Fuck.
The only other game
Venom
I know
fucked
I'm
me
going to
up.
play this year. So sorry about that.
Venom?
There was a game that came out earlier this year. Oh, they remastered the Prime. Metroid Prime.
Oh, Metro Prime.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was this year.
Yeah.
Yep. That
Like,
was this year.
dude.
And then if you go back to the end of last year, you still had God of War.
God of War and what else came out towards the end? God of War 2, and it was because they were going back and forth for the game of the year.
Because last year was actually really good too, but this year it's just like, my God.
So we still
what
got
was
Mortal Kombat coming. We still got
Mortal
Armored
Kombat's
Core
still
coming.
coming.
Like,
Armored
Armored
Core's
Core,
still
yeah.
like, dude, they
But not Homeworld 3.
But not Homeworld 3. You're right.
messed up.
And with that, we'll call that a week.
Starfield.
Oh, yeah,
Starfield.
Starfield.
Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
Also, that means you guys got no margin for error because if your stuff comes out this year, and it ain't hitting. You are going to feel it.
Oh, one thing on Final Fantasy. Like I said, I'm about 24 hours in. I have yet to experience any bugs.
Nice.
That's good.
Oh, I did.
Well, they've been working on this game for a long time. I heard.
Speaking of which, though, there is one thing that did bother me about this game. It does not have a motion blur setting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, like when I first started, it was on. It's on graphics by default, and I was like, "Yo, I might not be able to play this game because it was doing the." And so you just put it on performance mode, and it takes the
Turn
takes
it
the.
off.
I left mine on ground. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of times it doesn't, but when I notice it in the game, it's like I cannot not see it at that point. I have to get because it's just it's like everything is swirly. It's like, am I tripping?
Yeah, they've been working on this game for a long time. I watched a Twitch streamer yesterday. She voice acts in a lot of stuff. She recorded her lines for this game back in 2018. And couldn't talk about it all this time, and she was finally playing it.
5 years that she did the voices. So they already had a bunch of stuff done to get to the voice portion.
Yep. So, one thing real quick: did any of you see the Xbox thing? They had some kind of hearing on the Xbox trying to buy Activision thing.
Is that's still the EU stuff?
Is that where they admitted defeat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh, talking about them in course of Xboxes versus PlayStation.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff?
console wars.
So the biggest thing to me that came out of it though was that the guy that used to run PlayStation basically came out under oath saying that Sony never believed that Microsoft wasn't going to put Activision games on everything. And when I say Activision games, we know what game they're really concerned.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Sony never actually believed that they were going to do that. He said
Because it would have been stupid.
Yeah,
Of course. It's like, of course they were going to put this on everything.
they vowed to put it back on Nintendo stuff because they was like, we're gonna try to put it on everything.
Yeah, we're gonna try to put it on everything. It's like we offered to put it in writing and everything, and then when he had to testify, he was like, "Oh no, we never actually thought that." It's like, then why is Sony saying it? Because we didn't want them to do it.
Yeah, they just don't want them to win.
They just don't want
at anything.
exactly.
Like they don't want them to get any wins.
Exactly. But yeah, Microsoft like multiple times were like, we're third place. They kept calling themselves third place. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they're thinking in their heads, it's like, if we keep calling ourselves the third place company, how can we rule everything if we're in third place? Even if this goes through, we're
They
probably
are in
still
third
be in
place.
third place.
Yeah, the reality of it is they really are third
Right?
place.
Yeah, but I'm sure they kept saying, because they said it multiple times,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they think that's going to help their.
They're trying to get their point across. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're not like Walmart trying to buy Target.
Right.
Yeah.
We're like Piggly Wiggly trying to buy Target.
Trying to buy Greer's.
Yeah.
It's like we all do the same thing. We're just not as good as everybody else at
Yeah.
it. At least in the console thing.
At least in the console thing,
Yeah.
yeah. But they also pointed out how Microsoft bought Bethesda because Sony was in talks with them to make, I forgot what game they were making at the time. They were in talks
Ghostwire?
with them to make it,
Ghostwire.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
Ghostwire,
it's
and
Ghostwire.
something else. They were in talks.
Deathloop. No, that's not them.
That's the Redfall company.
Yeah, Arcane.
Which
Which is part of Bethesda.
which is part of Bethesda. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that it might have been Deathloop then,
It might
because
have been.
Deathloop was a Sony exclusive for a year.
It was.
But they were in talks with them already to make those games only on PlayStation. There was another game, I can't remember what it was, but when they heard Sony was doing that, they were like, well, what can we do? They looked in their wallets. We can buy the whole company. So they went and offered it, and Bethesda was like, sure.
Yeah.
And so they were pointing out that Sony, as we said, Sony hates it when everybody else does exactly what they try to do.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't like, console exclusive games. Hey, you want to play Street
Fighter 5.
Fighter 5? Only here.
Yep. They do, and they do it. They do it as if like we're not
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, like they
Final
do.
Fantasy 16,
They
yeah.
do it as if we're not watching
now.
them do it. They like that's but why like the thing that we always found out was like Resident Evil. It's like why is the VR not on Steam? And it's like because Sony keeps giving them money to not let it be on any other VR because they want to try to make it to be another reason to get their VR.
Yep.
It's like come on, man.
And so that's the other thing they were pointing out is like they're being kind of
Which I get.
hypocrites about it.
Like that's a smart thing to do.
No, you
Yeah.
do it,
but don't be an asshole about it.
you don't lie and be like, well, we don't do it. I mean, you're trying to get everything for yourself. It's like
It's like we're literally trying to get one thing. It's like you guys just bought how many companies too, trying to make sure that stuff doesn't come out on anything else, and we aren't trying to do that.
yeah, but we are. And because we do it, we feel like if you buy companies, you will do it because that's
It's
what
like
we do.
they started this war, really.
We never started none. We finished it. Blame Nintendo for not making our system. They
Do you think
started
they're
this.
mad that the 360 did as well as it did?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't end up winning at the end.
It didn't know.
It
But
didn't win.
Did it win in software sales?
So I think most folks think that the 360 would win because at the time it sure did feel like
Well,
it did.
let me
It
ask
was
you
one of
this. The PS3 sold well towards the end of its cycle, but that's because it had those supercomputers in it.
It's building protein.
I want to
shrinks.
know what the software sales were, though.
So
Is the software sales
it was
better?
It was third party software sales
For
and
what?
It was,
Xbox?
yeah,
Xbox,
and it
yeah.
was because Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Sony didn't invest into their online thing.
Until the PS4.
Into the PS4. So in the eyes of gamers, like the general consensus was like, hey, look, Xboxes sold what they sold, Sony sold what they sold. They end up edging them out. But the reality of it was when you asked people, when you were looking at like gaming, what was being used at the fighting games tournaments, they were using Xbox.
They were always using Xbox.
Like
yeah.
everybody was using the Xbox. People, there was no part, like all the little stuff.
Well, that was the same with Xbox One too, wasn't it? Well, I guess minus
no.
Street Fighter 5. Never mind.
Yeah.
It restored order.
Yep.
That's what it was.
That's
it was
exactly
like,
what it was.
because nobody wants to buy two systems, so we
Yeah.
just get a PlayStation and put all the fighting games
As
on
far
there.
as esports, as
Yeah.
far as console esports went, that was really the only thing. The 361, and it was a lot with the fighting games, and Sony wanted to make sure that was the one loss that they had. As it turned out, they were going to make sure that didn't happen. They took the crown jewel of esports on console, and they were like, "Hey, you all have to come here now," and they were right.
Yeah.
So, but then Microsoft tries to buy a company, and that just happens to have the number one game every year. Everybody keeps forgetting there's other stuff, but we all know everybody's talking about the one game.
It's the Call of Duty thing.
Yeah,
It's having Call of Duty, a thing that Sony tried to do multiple times and was doing all of this. We get the maps first. We
Yeah.
get early access to the
Xbox
modes.
did that first. Because remember back in the 360 days, they were the ones that were like, "Hey, you get the maps first, you get this first, you get this first." PS4 comes around, they finally turned it around. Now everything's over there first, and that's when everybody started talking about crossplay, and that's why they were like, "Hell no!"
It was. First of all, it's not about we don't want you to play with Xbox players.
Yeah.
It's
They
a
did-
security risk.
They did have a
Exactly.
big security breach before that.
You know who didn't have a big security breach and had to apologize with years of PlayStation Plus and free games? Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Like
Hey, our console's broke. We didn't steal your stuff.
yeah. One kid hacked the Microsoft thing and they was like, "You're hired."
Yeah.
That's literally what they did. This kid was like, that Sony thing could happen to y'all, man. I just went into your stuff. They were like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" Okay, well, here's a check. Stop us from people from being able to do it, and let's not talk about that. But yeah. But
Yep.
Anyway,
It's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody hanging out with us this week. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Leave a 5-star review for us on where you get your podcasts. And we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Crossover combination finish!
Shoot, I remember football. We go out for summer training.
yeah, I was doing
6
2-a-days.
a.m.
Oh yeah,
6 a.m.
good stuff.
And coach would always tell everybody, do not eat cereal before you come out here. And you always knew who did because about quarter to 7 o'clock, they'd be over in the corner throwing up.
It's just all white. It just look like pure milk.
Yep. Told you not to eat that cereal. Like, find you something else to eat. You can have cereal after.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Better not go before.
I think about this a lot in retrospect about when I played football, because I played football at a 1A school.
Mm-hmm.
They wild for having us do 2-a-days for that. Like,
Why?
because it was like, bro, we were the most in shape team in our county. It did not matter. Being in shape did nothing for us. It was like we did not have the talent pool at that point, especially after we got going into my junior year after we got rated. So it was pretty much we had the scraps, which is why I got to play. I wasn't like uncoordinated or just in terrible shape, but I also know like I shouldn't have played. I shouldn't have been playing interior lineman. Like that was.
Yeah, you're kind of short for that.
Yeah, oh my, hey, but you know what the thing was? You got leverage.
I'm about to say, it's actually not such a bad thing.
No,
If you're strong.
yeah. First couple plays of the game, I can hit it hard, but eventually the dude is like 4 inches taller and like 50 to 75 pounds. Like third, fourth quarter, buddy, you getting sacked on my side. I'm not gonna lie to you, because then it's just like
Yeah.
who's like pretty much who's larger at that point. Like
Shortest guy on my offensive line was 6 feet.
yeah.
But he was
guy was 6 feet.
but he was kind of small, and he didn't believe in lifting weights
I'm sorry. What are we playing? Why are we here then?
until he thought technique was everything.
You were playing offensive positions like receivers and quarterback. He was playing lineman. Doesn't matter which side.
Yeah, just put weight on. Just eat.
Did he put? He just said he was a smaller guy, so he's
Well, he depended on technique. Everybody always talked about how great his technique was, and he thought technique was everything. He didn't start playing. He didn't start playing until I broke my leg, and that's when he got in. And he always tells the story when he went up against my brother the first time in scrimmage. He was like, okay, I know I can get under him, and I can do this and that. And he said. My brother, they locked up, and he said he just put his hands on him and just gently moved him out of the way. And that's when he was like, "Okay, I need to hit the weights." Because then he understood. Yeah, if you have technique and strength.
I was honestly, I ended up being like, I was like the litmus test for our line. It's like, I'm not supposed to be starting, but none of you guys seem to know how to put this together enough to not get our quarterback blasted in the first half. So Darius has to play basically. And it was like that was my thing, is like I got to get under people, I got to get them off balance. But then like if somebody was just bigger and just knew how to use their strength, it would be like, yeah, I can make it difficult for you for a little while because the hand movement and stuff. But eventually it's like we falling into each other now, and you're pushing me away.
Yeah. No, as everybody used to always say with me, I used to just lean on everybody.
I can see that.
Whatever.
That's how you walk around now.
Well, now.
Hey, you know what? If you would have had your posture straight during the football season, you wouldn't be going through this.
Turns out that wasn't it at all, but yeah. But yeah, that was funny. It's like, he came to my hospital room. It was like, yeah, he just moved me out of the way. I couldn't do anything. It was like, well, yeah.
We had one kid who ended up getting scouted by like D2 schools and stuff, and getting that from where we was at is pretty good. Like, he was a freshman and I was a senior. We used to just be like, it doesn't make sense that we can beat you in these drills. Like, he was very agile and everything too for his size. Like, he ended up being like 6'2", but he was like 350 and he could dunk. Like that type of agility. And it was like, but when obviously he's younger, it's like, hey man, I shouldn't be able to beat you at this. Like if the job is to push forward, you should be winning this. It's like our coach was an ex-NFL player. He was like, you should literally be able to lift these people up and move them out the way. It's the same thing. He's like, just do this. He can't stop you. We should see feet dangling in the air.
Well, he was young. He didn't.
Oh, he definitely didn't know his
Had
strength.
to learn.
Yeah. You know, we in the country, so you got a lot of them big boys who all they do is, carry stuff for their mama.
Yeah.
You just get strong carrying stuff for your mama.
Lifting up hay bales.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that. And, there's nothing serious to them, but they don't realize.
Everybody else is not lifting hay bales.
Exactly.
You see how those two guys have machinery with them? Okay. We've created devices because none of us are as big and strong as you.
No, we had kind of the same thing my senior year as a sophomore. He was almost as strong as I was as a sophomore. And everybody was like, oh, this guy's going to be, like, ridiculous. But he just
Didn't love it?
I don't know.
Because if you're a large human, they generally try to get you into some sort of athletic endeavor very early, right? Mm-hmm. But you can see that some kids were like, you had a kid who might be like 6'4", 6'5", and as a sophomore or something, and they're like, yeah, got to get him on the basketball court, and he's like, I do not want to be here at all.
Oh, that was definitely me with basketball. They kept trying to get me to play basketball every year in high school.
Yeah, you tall and you got some size, put you in the paint.
Well, it didn't help that we had to share the gym. Oh, I think it was raining outside, and we usually did training. Mm-hmm. It was practice actually, but we weren't supposed to. Coach would always hide us. We were doing something else, but we'd be doing it in lines of 5 and 2 guys behind us, and a guy that just happens to be throwing a football at somebody out there. Anyway,
They're breaking a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Alabama
Anyway,
Athletic Association.
one day it was like particularly bad outside, so we went to go do it in the gym. But the basketball team was also practicing when they weren't supposed to. So we decided to have a game. It was football players and basketball players, and they mixed and matched us. And the team I was on, I was just blocking shots, stealing shots, and hitting the ball. And Coach Ryan kept coming to me. It's like, so you on the team, right? I was like, no, I don't want to play basketball. What are you talking about?
You play Tecmo basketball all the time.
I was just killing it. Every time somebody went to go shot, boop. Every time somebody went to go past me, take the ball. It's like, this is easy. The ball's right there. Just take it.
Well, sometimes football players play basketball a little more aggressively, and they just didn't want to call fouls on y'all.
Whatever.
Seeing y'all be out there looking like fullback sometimes on the court. It's like, that position doesn't exist in basketball. Stop putting your shoulder into people's chest like that.
I know I stole the ball like 6 times, and every time I stole it, I just turned around and laid it up. He's like, he could shoot too. I said, well, I mean, I can bounce it off the backboard.
Yeah, so you was using equations and stuff. That's all that was. I mean,
It's accounting.
yeah. Hey, the number of times that me and Zach watched basketball this past season and was like, if you just lay it up off the backboard, man, like it goes in a lot. You guys are just,
Yeah.
I know you want to look even cooler, but it's real cool? The ball going in. Score
All it
basket.
takes.